Sabi.
Those people that wrote the hadith, you know, it's not Muhammad that wrote the hadith.
Yeah.
Àwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn disciples.
Iṣẹ́
You know,
wọn.
disciples is
Àwọn
more or
Sabi
less
àbí.
like English Christian terminology. But a Muslim only kọ́kọ́ máa ń pe
Àwọn ẹ̀sà àwọn Sabi.
yes, I believe máa ń pe
Wọ́n gbé Sabi ní máa kó.
So from Muhammad to me I can call them caliphate.
Yes.
Caliphate as àwọn tó wà knowledgeable in the religion. So from Muhammad to his disciples, from his disciples to other disciples, that we know. So, but the original àwọn tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú tradition, it was number one from the Quran. What Muslims are practicing now has to be what is in the Quran. Then also what the disciples of Muhammad wrote down. What the disciples of Muhammad wrote down are what we call hadith. Àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ àwọn hadith ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n ń ṣe é sí ìní ò sí ní Quran gbẹ̀ngàn tó jẹ́ pé inú hadith náà ṣe kí ni o.
Láti mú jáde.
And you know, hadith yẹn kò ṣe totally gbọ́kànlé. The reason being that as well as I'm going to say this in this kind of lecture was just to chip it in as far as our class is concerned. So, you know, in Christianity, before they formulate what we call the 100 level, you see them canonicity.
No.
You still do it. There's something we call canonicity or canonization.
Yes, canonization.
Canonization. So canonization are the standard yardstick laid down in order to approve the books to become the Bible. So, both me and when you down you know, I agree maybe Matthew who I do so the standard show okay, over standard and they can be Joanna show standard and until we formulate the Bible. But I don't think they did that to the Quran or the Hadith. Do you understand that? So that's why we have a lot of things that was written about the Hadith is what is concerned. But to this lecture now, and to what we are talking about that has to do with traditionalism, those traditions in Muslim are being propagated by the disciples of
Muhammad.
By the disciples of Muhammad. That's the point I want to do that. They are being propagated by the disciples of Muhammad. So also the ATR of a thing too. Is that taken?
Yes, sir.
So, and that's what we call, so the basic trust of traditionalism is to maintain itself, no matter how great actual changes are in a particular historical religion traditions. Can you see that? Yes. So that's the essence of traditionalism. No matter 100 years, what they have been practicing since all this while is what they will keep practicing. That's it. They will not stop going to Mecca. They will not stop going to Jerusalem. Why? It is tradition. They will not stop bowing down. CAC will not stop using Omi. Because by tradition is one of those ways we believe the Lord can stretch out his power to people. Cinema. Is that not so? So there are some things that is by tradition, which after years, history upon history, generation upon generation, it will still remain. Is that taken? So in religion, we have structure, and one of the structure is what? Traditionalism. So now we want to study any religion. Understand that there is tradition that is attached to this religion. And look forward for this tradition. Kí ni tán máa ń ṣe, báwo ṣe máa ń ṣe láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ wá. So and with that, you will be able to understand it. Once you understand their tradition, you will be able to flow along with them. Ṣé wọ́n máa ń borí then you to know that you have to cover your head. So you understand that kind of thing. All right. The next one is myth and symbol. Every religion has what? Has its myth and symbol. myths.
Okay.
Every religion has its myth and symbol.
Symbol.
Religion is full of myths and symbol. Myths are fanciful tale of primitive spawn out of primitive spun out as explanation of beginnings. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So when we talk about myths, they are fanciful things, they are
It's in the-
stories.
it's in the-
They are stories that are being told about the particular religion, most especially the one that explains the beginning. Are we together?
Yes,
The one
sir.
that explains the what? The beginning. Take for instance, is a myth when you are talking about God came. That's from Christian perspective now, and Judaism. Judaism and Christianity have the same belief as far as creation story is concerned. Do you know what I mean by creation story?
Yes. I go to that.
How God created heaven and earth, and how God created man in his own image. So now, to someone that wants to use common sense, say, how can you use soil or clay to make something? They now say that they bring meat. You know, logically it's not explainable.
Yes.
It's supposed to remain dust, it's supposed to remain clay. Is that not so? Not that it will become flesh like this. So, as far as academic is concerned, all that kind of story are what? Are myths. I think Muslims also share the same creation story because àwọn náà wọ́n máa ń dárúkọ Ádámù. So wọ́n dẹ̀ believe pé Ọlọ́run náà ló dá Ádámù pẹ̀lú erùpẹ̀ ilẹ̀. Now look at the myth of the tradition, African traditional religion about the creation of the earth. So by their own myth is that Ọ̀rúnmìlà came, took small portion of soil, now put the end on the soil. So bí ẹni yẹn ṣe ń ṣe báyìí, ó yẹ fi ẹsẹ̀ ta iyẹ̀pẹ̀ orí ọwọ́ ẹ̀, òun ló fà á tí ilẹ̀ fi spread káàkiri. Tó ta nìyẹn sí. Can you see that? It's a myth. Logically, can that be? You see how YouTube you laugh. That's just it. So it's myth. Stories that explains the beginning, but they look fanciful. That means the joke or real. It's the same thing with if not because you are a Christian, you won't believe that as you have your money, as a PC. You need to go and try it. Go and move something that brings you wherever that right. So that's why they call it what? Myth. So every religion has a what? Myth. Then also, when we talk about symbols are okay. I want to take it from here. Symbols is a language of myth. So original language. Okay, let's look at the next paragraph. Symbols are more lasting than their explanatory doctrinal forms because they speak to human imagination and human feelings and not merely to rational sense. So symbols often embody what felt to be the central tenet of religion involved. When we talk about symbols, symbols can be in language, can be in objects, can be in songs, can be in sound. But what symbol stands for has to do with explaining or speaking louder than
The myth. Speaking out of the myth of
the myth of the religion. And at the same time, it's what stands for the religion. I will give you an example. Anywhere you see cross, is this a symbol, yes or no? Symbol for Christianity. Anywhere you see the moon and the star, look at how I draw it. Half moon like this and the star is a symbol of what?
Yeah.
Now, do that moon and the star, was Islam written on it?
No.
But by the virtue that you see that kind of, you can relate it to what? Islam. That cross, do they write Christianity on it? No, but by the virtue that you see that cross, you can relate it to what? Christianity. That is what symbol does. And every religion has its own what? Symbols. when you see Owoeyo and you see Mariwo, palm kernel leaf, and you see white rope, sorry, red rope,
Yes.
is a symbol of what?
ATR.
ATR. At least they cannot put that in front of this place and you enter like that. So you say, this one is forbidden, you know, like you go by that's what symbol stands for. So every religion has a what symbol. So and symbol speaks louder than what it looks like itself. It speaks louder. It gives more information than what it looks like. Are we together? So, and that's part of the structure of religion. So when you are looking at religion, you look at their tradition, then you look at their means and symbols. The next one is concept of salvation. Religion, all right. Concept of what? Salvation. Every religion has its own concept of salvation. Don't say that Christianity is the only way. Don't say, I'm saying in this class, don't say that Christianity is the only way that can save. Christianity has its own concept of salvation. So also Islam has its own concept of salvation. ATR also has its own concept of salvation. Maybe you don't know that it's not only Christianity that do evangelism. Muslims also do evangelism. And what's the essence of evangelism? Is it not to save souls? So Muslims who are saving souls. Have you heard of a Muslim missionary before? Yeah, they are Muslims missionary.
Yes.
I used to see them. They will and they will carry their load for days. They won't come home. They will be propagating Allah. They will be propagating Islam from one town to another. So they also have power too. Is that not so? And what's the means of your salvation? Is the power of God. Is that not so? They also have what to preach. They also have what to preach as their what? As their concept of salvation. So every religion has a concept of salvation. If you listen to radio, you see that our Babalawo náà polówó lórí radio. Yeah, that's concept of salvation. So no religion, every religion has their own concept of what? Salvation. Like I've already said, this course now is not only on Christianity. Yes. And that's why I'm drawing an example from these three major religion that is familiar to us. Is that understandable? Even to Judaism, the Jews, they believe that the pool of Bethsaida, is that so? Is saves people. That once an angel comes in and turns the water, anyone that falls into it will be what? Will be healed. Yes. Concept of salvation. The part of the concept of salvation as far as Judaism as a religion is concerned is that when you come to Jerusalem and you pray in the Holy Temple, your prayer will be answered. There's a goal that I would ever travel to see the prayer point, and their belief is that no prayer point you put inside that hole that you will not receive the answer to it. That's their belief. Are we together? So that's it. So every religion has its concept of what? Salvation. Another one is sacred place and object. Every religion has their sacred place and what? An object. So these are the things you have to look out for when you are studying religion. You look at their tradition, you look at their meat and symbol, you look at their concept of salvation, you look at their sacred place and objects. For Christianity, we have sacred place and objects. Yes or no? Yes. Sacred places at the altar. For some denomination, women don't enter the altar. Is that also? Yes. Or people someone that is okay. Thank you, sir. All right. You already have your own copy.
Yeah, we just
Okay, you have the soft copy. No problem. So, and that's it. Concept of salvation. Sorry, sacred place. Muslims too also have their sacred place. You know their mosque is a sacred place. Why? You don't enter there with death. You must wash before you enter. Even if you enter or you are doing your prayer and you fast, you still have to go back and do another worship. You do the worship, you enter again, you still do another thing, you still go back. How sacred it is, how holy it is, so that you know ordinary people like this, you go back, you go and do it again before you enter. Is that taken? So, and also Israel too have their words, their sacred places, and that's the shrine. You see, when you get to herbalist place, don't touch this one, don't touch this one. Even if you go to see, àwọn ẹrú rẹ̀ ló wà mẹ́rin, àwọn àjẹ̀lú ló wà mẹ́rin. So those are and sacred objects. Part of our sacred objects are Bible. That's why we call it Holy Bible. They also call it Holy Quran. Is that not so? So every religion has the sacred places and objects. I believe that is well explanatory.
Yes, sir.
Now, requirements for the study of religion. What you need to equip yourself with when you want to study religion. Requirements for the study of religion. So, number one, okay, the first, it is being classified into two categories. We have personal human requirements, then we also have basic material requirements. Is that okay? Personal requirements, personal human requirements, and basic material requirements. What do you mean by personal human requirement? These are requirements which you yourself must take note of within you when you want to study religion. And number one, it is what? Openness. So, if you want to study religion, you must be open-minded. Open-minded in the sense that you are ready to learn. Ìgbà ayé ni ẹ̀kan la máa fọwọ́ kàn lọ́dún. You must open your mind that yes, ìgbà ayé ni. Quran yìí, Allah ló sọ̀kalẹ̀ láti ọ̀run wá. If you want to study Islam, you must have open-minded. Allah ló sọ láti ọ̀run wá. Don't begin to question. When you close your mind and begin to question, you won't be able to study the words. Do you understand? So, openness, ready to learn. So, when you open your mind in the course of the religion, then you'll be able to know the opinion, the knowledge. Is that taken? If you are not judgmental in that aspect. Is that one clear? So, and that's what I do. I may know something. I may know what contradicts it. I may know what supports it. But I will do as if I do what I don't know. In order for me to do it, to learn. To learn. I know my own stand. I know where I belong. I know my faith. But because of academics, I have open-minded in order to learn. And because I have open-minded to learn, that's why I can be able to teach people more about it. So you understand that kind of thing. So if I relate with Muslims like this, you won't even know that I'm a Christian or I'm a minister of God. Is that taking? Why? Because I'm what? I'm open. So, and that's how it's supposed to be. You want to learn from them, you want to understand them, you must be open-minded. You don't judge. And that's the reason. Releasing, we don't judge. So don't judge. Releasing, open-minded. Number two is what? Objectivity. So what do you mean by objectivity? It's very close to open-mindedness. It's the issue of objectivity. Objectivity is very important because as a researcher, we hold subjectivity is no good in the course of academic study. So this belief is much truer in quest of the study of religion. You must be objective. take point. Know what you want to study about when it comes to religion. That's the objectivity of it. Okay? There is reason why you embark on the research. Your objective must not be what must be your focus. Okay, I want to know about ATR. I want to know about Islam. I want to know about Judaism. I want to know about Hinduism. So you pursue that your objectivity. Is that taking? That's it. When you stay focused on the interest, on your interest, as far as the study is concerned, subjectivity will come where you will have to, where you want to be diverted, but never don't allow distraction, but stay what? Stay focused. Stay focused. Don't be biased. Be objective. There is a purpose. There is a reason you embark on this journey. Like someone wants to study witchcraft as an academic. So his professor told him that he's going to he must go to there's a town they call Ilu Awaji. And for him to say he wants to study witchcraft, he must visit Ilu Awaji. Objectivity demands that yes, you go study and you go to Ilu Awaji kẹlẹ kọ bá wọn àwọn eléyìí kì í ṣàjẹ àwọn àjẹ tó ń fò ní ojú ọ̀sán. You see that kind of thing. So, and he must be objective about it to pursue, because that's what his research calls for. Are we together? So, and in doing that, you will not say, ẹ̀yin àjẹ́ kí ló dé tẹ́ ń pè yín ní aró ìgbà aṣọ máa balẹ̀. You are being subjective like that. Is that taking? So you just kí ló dé tẹ́ ṣe máa ń yí padà di ẹyẹ. So that's subjective, but objectivity is okay. Okay, this is how they look, this is how they do. Okay, so you are to focus on, and you don't have biased mind. Once you receive the information, you take it, you jot it down, you believe. But that if you are judging them saying that's objective. Only back now. Are we together? So, but when you are objective in that aspect, ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀. Wọ́n á pèrè àwọn ní agbọmọlá àgbọn nìyí. Wọ́n á pèrè àwọn ní akọ̀yà. Iṣẹ́ tó dáa lè ṣe akọ̀yà gbọ̀ngàn nìyí. Àbí ṣé wọ́n ìkọ̀yà? So that's being objective as far as the study is concerned. So same thing to Christianity. They now ask you, are you from White Garment Church? Okay, for instance, you are from Christ Apostolic Church, but your course of study asks you to go to White Garment Church. You need to be objective. You don't need to be subjective. Don't say kilometers, white, wọ́n sọ pé àwọn olùṣọ́ yìí ṣe ni wọ́n máa you understand that kind of thing? You need to be objective. You don't have biased mind. Every other thing you know about them, you put it aside and you focus. So the next one is conscious. Is that so? That's another personal human requirement. You must be what? Conscious. It is also important that when you come to study religion, to be very conscious. This is because when studying religion, you must be very careful of not to offend the sensibility of the adherents of the religion. Do we get that? You must be conscious. You must not offend their words. Yes, the master will see my name. Is that taking? As far as Israel is concerned, what ibi tó bá yẹ ká ẹ gbé ẹsẹ̀ ọ̀tún wọ̀ ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ gbé ẹsẹ̀ òsì wọ̀ bẹ̀ ibi tó bá yẹ ká ẹ fi ọwọ́ òsì gbà ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ fi ọ̀tún gbà sensitivity. And as far as Christianity is concerned too, we have sensitive aspects. You want to climb the mountain and you do see on the mountain that ẹ má ṣe wọ bàtà sí before bàtà ẹsẹ̀ rẹ̀. Sensitive aspects. If you do it, you see the baba oríkè rẹ̀ say ṣé o rí pé ṣé you understand when you are to study religion you must be conscious. Know their rules, know their regulations. Don't violate the sensitive aspects. You cannot just take Quran and throw it. It's sensitive. They don't put anything on Quran. But they don't put anything on Quran. Sensitive. The girl that speak ill of Muhammad on social media, they make sure they keep the girl. Is that possible? That's why she is not conscious. Though she wants to talk. Though all of the rest of the watch you, but we include Muhammad is sorry, Allah when they want pharmacy, and they make sure they keep that girl in that campus. So that's it. She's not conscious. So we as a researcher must be conscious. When you're doing research in the law, she cannot be up our way. You understand that kind of thing. The Lord help us in Jesus' name. Then the next one is what? Carefulness. Finally, you must be very careful to obey and observe the dictates of the religion you are studying, especially if you are a researcher involved in observation. In observation research, you don't read books. There is an aspect you study literally when you read, but there are some aspects where you are to be among. That's what we call observation. If you want to kill, you need to go there, and you know she ambition. And they will listen. Sure, you understand? So you need to follow their words and obey their dictates. And that's the essence of being careful. And in doing that, don't let them initiate you. In doing that, don't let them initiate you. See someone like that, though, is an error of the institution. They went ahead to engage in a lecturer from the university to come and teach them ATR in a theological seminar. So unfortunately, the lecturer happens to be a typical herbalist, but a lecturer in the university. Do you know he was able to disciple some of the seminarians? Maybe at the end of the day, no matter when the pastor time when you just say herbalist. You understand what I mean? So you must be very careful in your research, most especially if you have to study from other religion or other denomination. There must be what? Carefulness. You must be very careful. So at the end of the day, you say, image can be bad, I don't know what to do. Then you call yourself CAC. Is that not so? You know a lot of CAC now are doing all manner of things now. So which you will be very careful. So that's the essence of that carefulness. So we are in between where we about us, not about us there. So that's very important. Now let's move to basic material requirements. Though these basic material requirements, number one, writing material. As a researcher, know this. Everywhere you go with your writing material. As a theologian, most especially you are working with Holy Spirit. Kò sí tẹ́tí nígbà ìmísí, kò sí tẹ́tí nígbà inspiration, kò sí tẹ́tí nígbà leading. And some, kì í ṣe gbẹ̀lẹ́ lè discuss brain that as you are receiving it, you have to do what?
Let it down.
Put it down. I don't know, maybe you know it, you know about Mama Bola and his incident. But one of the sons, you know, to really hit me. Is it Baba Kushe or thereabout? She said she was walking around Okibola in Ibadan, where Okiado area, like that. And she got the revelation to see Okanoti. But she does not have this material at that moment. So the inspiration or the inspiration left. She said she had to fast and pray for some days or thereabout before the Lord now. And that you understand? So that's it. As a researcher, as a theologian, you need to go out with your what? Writing materials, your pen and paper, and thank God for 100. They are not bad. What do you call it? When as you are receiving the type mistake. Are we together? So another one is what? Tape recorder. Tape recorder. So what do you use tape recorder to do? When you are researching, you cannot, okay, assuming I'm interviewing you now, you're talking, I'm writing. I can't write in full all what you're saying. I can only jot some points down. But jotting some points down, if I really want to work on it, it will not be as effective as all what you said. Because what I jot now does not contain all what you said. And for the benefits or for the effectiveness of my own research, I need all what you said. That's where tape recorder comes in. Do you get that? So now, writing material, you jot that. Tape recorder, got or you catch all the information. Then you now go to your own comfort zone and go and play it and go and listen to it. And that's why those people that are interviewing, they will ask you, do you mind me recording our conversation? And once that is being permitted, then you put it. And you have record on your phone. Is that not so? Just listen to record it. Then another one is video recorder. Do you know there are some things that tape recorder will do or video recorder will do that tape recorder will not do? Assuming you are recording, now say I want to okay. God is good. Sarah is good. Sarah said that. God is good. What does that? How does it put
A doubtful
in a doubtful way. In the way by which it's not that good. I'm just saying it. But in your record, what we sang there? God is good. But it is only video that will show the expression that this man does not really believe that God is what? God is good. I don't know if you understand that. So tape recorder records voice, but video recorder records both voice and the reaction. And that's the effectiveness of what? Of video recorder as far as your research is concerned. You'll be able to get all the nature, all the body language of the person you want to interview. And those are part of the basic material requirements for studying religion. Are we together?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then that's why you have a video recorder on your phone. Yes or no?
Yes.
And now everybody are now on the internet. Any small thing like this, people get the camera. Is it the record that's you can say going to camera and that's what we're telling me. It is well with us. So, all right, let's move to the next one that has to do with problems in the study of religion. So, what are the problems? I think, okay, what are the problems in the study of religion? Number one problem is the nature of the religion. So, this, what we call religion, the nature at times has problem. What do we what do you mean by the nature of the religion? So there are some religion that are not as simple as that. And if you are not initiated, you can't study such kind of religion. Is that okay? You won't know much about Ekanka. You don't join them. Do you know Ekanka? You don't know Ekanka? Maybe I should give you assignment on that. Go and study other religion. Though they call them cults. When you are studying churches or Christians, they won't categorize them as Christians. Neither will they will call them cults. Is that okay? Yes. But as far as religion is concerned, if you are not part of them, you can't know much about them. If you are not part of this latter saint church, Church of Mormon, have you ever heard of that before? Church of Mormon. No heard of that before. Our church card they used to put on black and white like this. Have you been to Sawmill before? Sawmill. That junction of Sawmill, after the bridge, if you are going to Sawmill after the bridge, if you are going to Olaogun after the bridge, by the right like this, you see one beautiful compound there. That's the Latter Day Saint Church. So they are another set of people entirely. But if you don't belong to them, you cannot know what they practice. Is that okay? So there are some religion that by the nature of what they are, it will be very hard for you to do what? To have access to them. Because it involves initiation, it involves membership, it involves some things that has to do with you need to join some supernatural set up of it. You see, you too will be afraid when they say, tó o bá mú ẹ̀jẹ̀ o ò lè wọnú ibi bẹ̀yẹn. Is that taken? And now, as far as your Christianity religion is concerned, it's probably for you to take blood or eat anything blood. Is that not so?
Yes.
And they said you must touch blood or eat blood or drink blood before you could enter with them. And you are a researcher. Will you now drink blood because you want to research the nature of the religion? Very complex. So, and that's how we have it in some religion. So, by the virtue of the nature of some religion, it has problem. So, some religion cannot be scientific proven. You cannot prove it by science. You cannot base it on science. How will you explain how Moses passed the Red Sea? Caterpillar will know. It's complex. So how do you do research on that? Where there is a power that can pass the Red Sea. So we ask you power as a researcher. It cannot be scientifically proven. Jesus called water to wine. How do you prove it? So most essentially, the supernatural aspect of some religion cannot be scientifically proven. And as a researcher, you need experiments. You need facts and figures. But which the nature of the religion, by the virtue of supernatural, cannot be what? How will you defend the fact that Papanju Belson, the bush is burning and the bush itself was not consumed? How do you prove that scientifically? And that's why you say, it is ironic. Ironic. Is it ironic? It's real, it happens for you. But because it's supernatural. So that's why the nature of religion at times serves as problem to the study of what?
Religion.
Of religion. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
How will you say omi ìlú ìkejì ara kejì of Babalaka over with? How is it? How can it be proved? But whereas I gbọ́ wípé ìlú wọnú ẹ̀ nígbà tó dẹ̀ máa fi jáde àyẹ̀dẹ̀ ọ̀dẹ̀ ní gbogbo wa. This is the same. So that's why we said the nature of the religion. So number two, another problem is personal biases. So one that has a particular subjectivity about his religion, we find it difficult to study the religion because he already have a biased mind towards that religion. So by the virtue of that biased mind, you won't be able to do what to study the religion. Are we together?
Yes.
So, and that's why the solution to that biased mind is to go with open mind. So number one is social problem. So the social issue involved in the study of religion are due to the fact that because religion has a sociological dimension and it is usually overlap with religion to the extent that the distinctions between two becomes blurred. So this is because most of the time, especially hyper-religious community, most societal law are coded in religion, forms thus giving them a divine legitimacy. Are we together? Yes, we have social problems also that hinders or that